Okay, for starters, please be kind. I was in studio makeup all yesterday. My eczema is flaring up. I look like the undead. That's how the passage of time works, folks. So hello, my name is Christopher. I'm an alcoholic. Hello, my name is Christopher, and 7 years ago, I left the CBBC channel for the first time. The last time I was like officially on the channel proper was a cameo when Katie left. Shows I've worked on still show from time to time, like all over the place, Europe and Asia. But the last time I was a presenter on the channel, as in hosting the content, was Shout Out Saturday. That finished in 2016. And before that, Chris and Hacker finished in 2014, September the 5th, the year of our Lord.
It's the end of an era. You and me, Monday to Friday, bringing joy and comedy bronze to the nation. It's done, man. You and me doing this weekdays. I know.
As a little treat for you, Chris, on this sad time, I've made you this fantastic cake, Chris.
Oh, did you make it though?
Well, I got somebody in.
Yeah, it's not making it, is it?
You know, it's
But
a
at
phone
least
box
it's
with a man in it.
TARDIS. I'm not even going to correct you. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for watching. It's been brilliant these last few years. But off now to my new job. But before I go...
Don't go, Chris.
No. Before I go...
Yeah.
I just want to say you have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And you know what?
What?
So have I.
Bit weird. Oh, Chris.
When I left the first time, I had a leaving do, sort of. It was a BBC party and they kind of shoehorned my leaving do into it. And at that leaving do, they put together like a little bit of a montage of clips hosted by Hacker, funnily enough, talking about like my time at CBBC and everything. Maybe one day I'll post an edited version of that, because there's some jokes in there that are like not quite rainbow levels of Christmas party tape, but you get me. And as part of that presentation, there was a little surprise at the end I really was not expecting. So rewind a little. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who.
Have I ever mentioned that I'm a bit of a Whovian?
I don't know if that's known. I mean, even in this shot, you can't really tell. There's no sort of Doctor Who stuff behind me because it's all up there above the camera. There you go. Proof. I adore the show. I always have done, and I probably always will do. Even the stuff that I don't like as much as the stuff that I love, I'm still happy it exists. And with Doctor Who being a BBC show, when I first showed up at CBBC, they were quite open to the idea of me visually showing my love of it, because they were like, why not? It's a show that this network owns, like, relish it. If you ever watch Shout Out Saturday, this TARDIS was on the CBBC desk or in the studio at CBBC office / CBBC HQ somewhere. The big one that I used to have on the desk during Chris and Hacker, that is downstairs in my living room on a bookshelf to this day. But it also meant that we got to revel in Doctor Who a little bit and indulge in it a little bit in the content if the circumstances were right. I mean, there's obviously like the infamous Karen Gillan's first ever live TV interview, which resulted in nonsense like this.
No, don't. These are the questions he wanted to ask you, right? You don't have to answer any of these. Right. Question 1. In 1971's Terror of the Autons, how did they get the telephone cable to come to life? Question 2, that sonic screwdriver, how many settings does it have? Question 3, my mum says I'm really handsome. Do you want to come to the cinema sometime?
They're not finished.
Right, we're not asking any of those.
Draft isn't finished.
Don't worry though, we made up in the end.
And that's precisely why they're called potatoes.
Oh, Chris, you are officially the funniest person I've ever met, and all your facts about Doctor Who are so interesting and not at all boring.
Oh, thank you. Do you think I'm more fun to be around than Matt Smith?
Well, yeah, I mean, Matt may be the Doctor, and he may be funny, and he may be clever, and he may be charming, but he is no Chris Johnson.
Come here. Come on. Come here. Karen, I love you.
Alright, fine, that was a dream sequence, but point still stands. It gave us a perfect excuse to do a little Sarah Jane Adventures special for the red button.
Okay, let's release him. Get to the bottom of this little mystery.
Well, you say little.
Thanks very much. Did you have to use a dirty sock?
Oh, wait, before you say anything, we need to ask you a few questions.
Why are you looking for Sarah Jane?
Why wouldn't I want to meet her? She's a legend. Oh, the way she dealt with General Cood, like, that was impressive. I've never been near a laser tag since, seriously. Oh,
For all we know, you could be working for someone.
the big cheese.
Cheap.
What? Oh my giddy aunt, it's really you. Hello. Sarah Jane, I'm Chris from the CBBC office. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a really big fan.
And we did countless other sketches as well related to Doctor Who over my tenure there.
Why does this always happen?
Now, as a fan of Doctor Who and as a performer, I've been very lucky to cross paths with the real deal sometimes. Most significantly, I'm in the video game. I'm in the adventure games, which I'm sure you can get somewhere on the web, but I'm in the Gunpowder Plot, which put me in the encyclopedia as canon characters. I was mental. I popped up in a couple of Big Finish box sets from the 2010s, namely Beneath Summerfield, Epoch, and Gallifrey 4. I play a few characters in that one. So one thing that's very cool about my time at CBBC is getting to cross over with one of my favourite shows and franchises, which is why I was very, I'll get a bit emotional. Which is why I was very pleasantly surprised and my hearts were warmed when the final message at the end of this montage saying goodbye to my time as a main continuity presenter at CBBC, saying goodbye to the Chris and Hacker era and all the work we'd done with Ed and London and Dodge. The final goodbye wasn't from one of my colleagues. Well, it was. The wonderful folks at Newsround made this happen. They were filming stuff for other content, and while they did, they happened to mention to a certain individual that I was leaving CBBC. Now, apparently, that certain individual knew who I was because of my contribution to Time Team in Doctor Who magazine at the time, which is the nerdiest thing ever. It meant that he was delighted to say something, and he was more than happy to do it. So without further ado, here's the last goodbye message I got at my leaving do for CBBC.
Hello, Chris Johnson. I hear you're leaving. I know you're leaving. I've seen you leave. I've seen what happens to you, and it is good. You're making a good decision, although you will be very sadly missed. Just be careful. Don't let time run away with you.
Seriously. What a babe. He's so sweet. That was wonderful. So that was Peter Capaldi doing the press at the time for Deep Breath Series 8, his first full series as Doctor Who. And he took some time out while Newsround were filming to drop us a goodbye message. I've had friends point out, friends that have seen this, that that's not Peter Capaldi giving me the message, that's the Doctor. And maybe that's the case. So if so, I would like to ask them if the good stuff, is it on its way? Because, like, when the Doctor promises something really good happening, it's not usually just, like, making do. When am I going to save the universe? No, I'm very grateful to have been a part of this industry for as long as I have in bigger and smaller roles, and I'm still making stuff. If you're ever curious, there's a bunch of links that are going to show up at the end of this video. I present a video game show called Games Vault, which is here on YouTube. We're just starting out, we're trying to grow, so go check us out. There'll be links at the end. It's a lot of fun to do, and I write a lot of it as well, so the comedy's nonsense and stupid. I stream regularly on Twitch, twitch.tv/OfficialCDJ if you want to catch my live streams. I slacked in stuff. It happens, not often, but it happens, so keep an eye out on my Twitter feed for information on that. And I have a couple podcasts, one of which is called Out of the Broom Cupboard, where I interview like all of these wonderful people, and there are 5 new episodes in production right now coming after these. So yeah, one of those guests is incredibly relevant to Doctor Who, so maybe go and give it a listen. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And there you have it. I just thought I'd share that wonderful, lovely message from Mr. Capaldi, considering it's been 7 years, and at the time I was asked very nicely, don't like share this around the internet, but it's like he's not at the job anymore, so no one's going to be bugging him at the job to send out messages to people who film behind the scenes stuff with him, so I think we're safe. Peter, if you're not, but if you're watching this, thank you so much. Loved you in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, there, I've shared it. It's out in the world. Do your thing, internet.
Chris, there was one more message.
Really?
Come in, sir!
CBBC.